I'd got a number of strong connections while doing this, and this is all done in very controlled situations. It's not just something that I'm sitting in my own room and doing. It's with other people, so they're seeing it for real. But I'd actually got a very strong connection from a creative source, which, be it a musician, a writer, or artist I didn't actually know, but was encouraging me to actually start drawing while in a trance state. That was a little scary for me to do, because it could have been a complete disaster, and you're opening yourself up for criticism, that you're sort of faking it. But I felt confident enough to and encouraged enough to give it a go. And it's a very different form of sitting for trance. When we're in the normal trance state, as you've gone down, you can actually feel your spirit connection coming through. And as I said before, it would normally come through that the desire for them to speak through you, and you have to just let go and let the words start to come, and all of a sudden they will blend in and just take those words and move with them. And it's a very impulsive way of working. Well, if you can imagine, you've now got to redirect that in from speech into a physical movement, but you are actually in a trance state. It takes a lot of trust, not only in spirit but in yourself, that you're going to be able to work together. And the first time that I did it, and I'm working with basically a small drawing board on my lap, with some nice watercolor paper, just to give it a texture, a rough watercolor paper, and natural charcoal, just a natural charcoal stick. I'm absolutely in deep trance, and as I said, I'm not just sitting in a room doing it for myself. People are there watching. I'm in a deep trance state, and the energy that is coming through into me shifts so remarkably into quite a physical state where my hands would be able to move. And it's almost that when you would be speaking, you get this urge, this impulse, and it's like a rush of energy that goes through you that pushes you to speak. It's a similar thing, but it's pushing you to physically move. My eyes are completely shut. I'm probably not even looking at the paper. My head is probably looking, could be anywhere. It's not that I need to be anywhere physically myself connected to the paper, but my hand will go across and the movements will start. The most incredible thing for me is that, again, not until you try these things do you realise what's happening. But I could actually see what I was drawing. I know what I'm drawing purely from the sound of the charcoal going over this rough watercolour paper. But it's not me. That I'm so disconnected from it. And it's almost I've been parked to one side, and I've just been allowed this insight to what's being drawn by purely this sound means. And it's once something has been drawn, and it's complete flowing movements. It doesn't really stop. there's no stops or starts. It's just the movement of the charcoal going over this paper. It's some of the early stuff was fairly tentative, but it built stronger. This connection that I was getting through became stronger and stronger, and as well as drawings on the paper, I was actually getting writings as well. To cut the whole thing to sort of it's such a big subject, and it's gone on for such a long time. But I'm now at a stage where I've got this real strong connection with this artist from the 1800s, a very well-known British artist and poet, and very evidential type sketches and writings are being produced now. That and then this, although I say this famous artist and poet, his work isn't in the general domain. You can go and track it down using the internet, and it has been that other people have taken my work, tracked it down, and actually found the direct comparison with this artist's work, and it's always quite profound, the sort of words and the images that have been generated. There's been other things where I may have. One thing I said is you do need a lot of trust, not only in spirit, but particularly with yourself. And as always with the human condition, you can at times start wondering what you're doing and need encouragement to keep going. There was one instance where I think I was waning a little and just wondering, how much, is my mind doing this, or is it really a genuine spirit connection? And lo and behold, the next time I sat, I actually produced this portrait as a reflection in water, as a drawing, and it was all drawn upside down, which, as I look at the thing, and anybody says, you would struggle to draw this the right way up, let alone upside down, in the dark with your eyes closed and in deep trance. And it's those sort of things that come through and give you that encouragement to keep going. I do go to a lot of trance workshops where these are, in essence, you're building your experience up. You're sitting with incredibly experienced tutors, of which we are fortunate to have in the UK, the most wonderful mediums and trance tutors. About 2 years ago, I'd gone to a meditation weekend down on the English south coast, a place called Bognor Regis, and it was purely a meditation weekend. It was 3 days sitting in meditation to get you up to a level where you're ready to go into trance, but not to go into trance. It was a wonderful time. I said that was about 2 years ago. The opportunity came back this year, where we would go back down to Bognor Regis, and we would actually sit for trance, because everybody had sort of developed a great deal in the 2 years.